Hello and welcome back to another episode of Bantz Lawrencia. How are you all doing? Up, you're doing great. For today's episode, I want to talk about the Amata family. Yes. Now, the Amata family, they brought their matter on social media and we are here to discuss it. For some of you who don't know the Amata family, let me just give you a bit of a background. Now, the Amata family in the late 90s or early 2000s dominated Nollywood even before Nollywood became Nollywood today. Especially Zeb Amata, Fred Amata, Zak Amata, and their children, basically. They dominated not just the movie production, but also in the acting scene. Now, Fred Amata, who is the bone of contention today, he is a movie producer, an actor, a distributor. Like Fred Amata was into everything. He was big. I could remember then, if you sit down and watch a movie produced by Fred Amata, you know you're going to get a star-studded cast and the storyline is going to be juicy. Now, we love Fred Amata. We love the Amata family because they were very good in what they did. Because it's hard to see like a family coming together to not just participate in a particular sector, but dominate a sector. The Amata family, they did that. And we respected them for that. Now, we're just sitting there minding our business. Fred Amata announced that he was getting married to Agatha Amata. Now, when that marriage happened, people were thinking, because people that are Fred Amata, according to what the magazines were saying then, that people that Fred Amata dated were mostly fair ladies, you know, the Regina Askias, Ibn Abofar Basima. He had a type and a type where, you know, curvaceous, fair ladies. So people were kind of confused when he married Agatha Amata. But people said, you know, Agatha was very, or is a very, is an orator. She is very good in media production because the Fred Amata family, they are into media production anyway. So Agatha was able to fit into that family. Now, according to Fred, he said in what he released that they went to see one of Regina Askia's talk shows, and Agatha, his wife, suggested that she wanted to be a talk show host. He said he went back to the drawing board. He created a show, Inside Out, with or for his wife, Agatha Amata. Agatha was so excellent in that. I remember sitting there watching Inside Out because it was kind of a conversational program, people asking questions, discussing issues. It was like a game changer then, because most times you see interviews, people interviewing people, not really having conversations with different people, and that became kind of a template for different people having talk shows. Now, we're just sitting there minding our business. We heard that Fred Amata, now they had 2 kids while the whole Inside Out was going on, which became a success, by the way. They had 2 kids, a boy and a girl. Now, we're just sitting there minding our business. Magazines or tabloid carried that Fred Amata has impregnated Ibn Abofar Basima. People thought, because, you know, in the industry, listen, before you Ledoche, there was Fred Amata. You know, people have always speculated that he was going out with Ibn Abofar Basima, but they came out, they denied it. They said, oh, they're just, you know, acting movies, that can't they act movies anymore? You know, it was just kind of a denial from both ends until Ibn Abo got pregnant and had a daughter. Now, this caused a rift in Fred Amata's marriage because, you know, when you've, just like you, Ledoche, and the worst part of it was that Fred Amata owned it with his full chest. He wasn't kind of remorseful. He wasn't, you know how somebody, he did his wife dirty in public. You're not just having affairs, but you got somebody pregnant. And the way he handled it, I think, was why Agatha Amata left marriage. Before you could say Jack, we heard that the marriage has packed up, Agatha has moved out, and Fred Amata continued with his life. I mean, he was a movie producer then. He was making money. So he didn't really bother about Inside Out, which Agatha continued at that point. I think after then, they have remained kind of, you know, they co-parents. But because the media knew what happened before the marriage breakup or why the marriage ended, Fred Amata has always been on the receiving end because people said it is your fault that your marriage ended. I mean, you impregnated Ibn Abofra Besima. So the tabloids or the newspapers or the magazines were not kind to Fred, which is understandable. So Agatha Amata came out tops because just like May Edochie, she was kind of pitied because, she did not do anything. She got married to this guy. They had 2 children. They were building an empire together, only for him to go and impregnate somebody that he did, because he was always, according to what people were saying, he had always dated Ibn Abofra Besima, but for some reason he left her to marry his wife or his ex-wife, Agatha Amata. But he went back, got her pregnant. His marriage ended. He moved on. She moved on. Now we're just sitting there minding our business, thinking there's no. We've even forgotten about these people because Nollywood has gone beyond just home videos. We have people producing on YouTube, Netflix, Prime, a whole lot of other platforms. Now, what happened was that Agatha Amata's daughter got married, and Agatha and her daughter released wedding pictures and videos. Now, Agatha walked her daughter down the aisle. People started complaining that why would she do that? Like in African tradition, or generally tradition in the whole world, even white, whatever tradition is that, it is the father that will walk the daughter down the aisle, or unless he's late. Even if he's late, the brother will do that, unless the bride specifically asks for the mother to walk her down the aisle in the absence of the father or the brother, or maybe there's special circumstances. Now, Nigerians, you can imagine, everybody started bashing Agatha, bashing the daughter, bashing Fred, saying that maybe he was a horrible father. For the daughter to allow the mother to walk her down the aisle, he must be a very terrible dad. Now, as this whole thing was going on, Agatha didn't come out to clear the air. The daughter didn't say anything. And then Fred Amata decided to break silence. He posted a whole long epistle explaining how he met Agatha, how they started the inside out, how she initiated the divorce. Now, he was very, very strategic to avoid what happened because he just said that the inside out, he hinted what he was saying, that it was the inside out success that caused the breakup of the marriage. But he literally forgot that he had a whole child with Ibn Abofra Besima anyway. He said that the success of the Inside Out, he was the one, Inside Out was his brainchild, was his intellectual property. But when the marriage was irreconcilable, she filed for divorce. He decided to leave Inside Out to her because she was the face of the program. According to what he explained, he said that the money or the proceeds from Inside Out was going to be used to take care of the kids, stating that, or implying that, he did not cater for the kids financially. So it was whatever Agatha got from Inside Out that she used in taking care of the kids. And according to him, he runs in the billions, and he did not challenge that. Now, according to him, when the daughter wanted to get married, he lives in London and the daughter lives in London. So he said that she brought drinks to him to say, okay, this is my husband, I am getting married. And he said after that, Agatha Amata and the daughter concealed the dates of their marriage. They got married, and he only found out on social media that his daughter has gotten married. Now, I find it very difficult to believe that nobody in his side of the family knew, because there has to be a cousin, there has to be, somebody that the daughter will be close to tell, or the wife will be close to, or even industry, because people attended that wedding. It's not a secret society, it's not Illuminati that you say you don't know the dates. I think maybe because he wasn't officially giving, how Nigerian parents are, or African parents are, like they've come, they've given you drinks. You've heard about the dates, but because maybe they didn't officially bring an invite to you, you decided not to attend the wedding. Or maybe even at that, he kind of complained to somebody else, which that complaint probably got to the daughter and she got angry. Whatever the situation is, he was not in attendance and Agatha walked their child down the aisle. He was complaining, and what I could take from what he wrote, he sounded like a bitter man. He sounded like somebody who is not accountable, because there was no points in that post that he said he caused the marriage breakup. I mean, he had a whole child with Ibina Bofra Bisima, which was why Agatha left the marriage. And I don't think Agatha is still Agatha Amata. She has not remarried. She's still I don't know the situation, but she's still Agatha Amata. So he, according to what he said, he was praying for a reconciliation, which never happened. What I would say is, parents, this generation we're a different breed. Tradition is not ingrained in us. Yes, we know the tradition, but we grew up in a different era. We are very emotional. We put emotion before tradition. If you've wronged a child, a Gen Z, a millennial, and you're thinking, oh, because the tradition says that the mother must be there or the father must be there, she cannot do anything with that. Or more, you're just going to give yourself heart attack. Okay? We're a different breed, a different generation. This also happened with Ngozi Ezonu when her daughter got married. The father, maybe for whatever reason, their marriage ended and he wasn't involved in the children's life. When she got married, he was not invited. He came online and he was ranting, saying that, oh, this is taboo, that there's no way in Igbo land or wherever that a daughter will get married without the dad's consent. This is a different generation. So any parents raising children and you're thinking you're going to do whatever you want to do with that child because you brought them into this world, you can take them out, or more, nobody is taking anybody out now. In fact, they will be the ones to take you. They will be the ones to take you out, because by the time you have two different heart attacks, or more, you're just going to lose it. So my point is, Agatha Amata, she should have informed the father to say whatever the situation is, even if he's not going to be the one to walk her down the aisle, she should have told him, which is what he complained. Because he titled it The Good Wife. Like, regardless, the good wife should have told him. But these are adults. The daughter is an adult. The daughter made the decision not to invite the father, not to have the father walk her down the aisle. But he is busy pointing, accusing fingers at Agatha Amata. He is busy calling her the good wife, the good wife, the good wife. But he was the one that broke the marriage. For whatever reason, he made the daughter feel some type of way and not invite him to that wedding. He should take responsibility and accountability. Accountability is something that people find it very difficult to kind of take. People find it difficult to reflect on their own, the parts that they play in certain situations. It's very easy for people to point accusing fingers at other people instead of actually having, a private time to reflect on what did I do, or what could I have done better, or how do we move forward from here, which is what I would suggest. Fred, put down your pen. Stop talking about Inside Out. I mean, Inside Out, I don't even know. I checked their YouTube channel and they're getting like 26 views, 11 views. So it's not like Agatha is, maybe she has it on other channels or other platforms, but I mean, let it rest. Let it rest. Apologize to your wife. Apologize to your children. And keep it moving. Keep it moving instead of coming online to rant. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Do you think that regardless of what a parent did to a child, he should be invited to her big day? Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that tradition still stands? Do you think that this current generation will still value tradition over emotions? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. Today's episode is once again sponsored by DDPT's Wigs. We sell wholesale retail, and if you want to partner with us on a project, we're happy to do that. Our details are on the screen. Let us know what you need. Please like, and share. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.